I wanted to take the opportunity to thank everyone for joining today's webinar on Risco's Viewpoint. I hope that everyone can see okay and hear okay now. My name's Alyssa Underhill and I'm the local account manager for the Southwest region. I'm also joined in the room by Greg Smith, our marketing manager, and Mark Earp, head of technical. Today we will be focusing on our Viewpoint platform and how this is a unique offering for your customers and a fantastic way to offer additional products to grow your businesses. The presentation should take around 30 minutes, and if you could save any questions until the end, we will be happy to answer them then. As you can see below, Viewpoint is a platform of external and internal cameras, providing your customers with the ability to access their cameras direct from the iRisco app on their mobile phone. In terms of our Viewpoint key features, Viewpoint offers your customers the ability to receive notifications direct to their telephones via the iRisco app, as well as the ability to log in at any time and view their cameras live. Your customers will also have the ability to access their history when logging into the iRisco app. In today's presentation, we are going to be focusing on 3 key elements of Viewpoint. The first is the value Viewpoint can bring in terms of saving your customers time upon an alarm event. The second is, you'll be glad to hear, just how straightforward the system is to install and configure with detectors to create a confirmed alarm. And lastly, how secure the iRisco app is when paired with our cloud, and how this in itself can be a key differentiator for you compared with local competitors. So to start with, number 1, focusing on the immediate alarm verification. As you can see in the following animation, your house on the left-hand side is armed. Then an intruder accesses the property and suddenly your alarm is activated. This alarm event then gets sent straight up to our secure Risco cloud, and the cloud responds back to the alarm panel by requesting clips and images from the camera. Once the detector has been configured to work with the Viewpoint camera, it can then take up to 10 still images upon alarm activation and a 30-second clip. The iRisco cloud then pushes this notification through to your customer's phone, and this shows up as an alarm notification, bringing with it the full images and clips. For any customers who have previously had any negative experiences with being burgled, this also provides them a massive feeling of peace of mind, which you can add as a real value to your customers. Focusing on the statistics for a moment, 98% of all intruder alarm activations are false. And as we know with any unverified alarm, police force response times may vary due to other priorities. With this in mind, based on statistics from Greater Manchester, Merseyside and West Yorkshire police forces will respond to a confirmed alarm within 10 to 15 minutes, once it has been confirmed on the app by your customers. Statistics also show that the average burglar spends 8 to 14 minutes in a home from time of entry, so every minute counts in terms of trying to catch them at the property. Here we have a demonstration of that process, so you can see what a difference the time actually makes. On the left-hand side, we will see a customer armed with Viewpoint, and on the right we have a traditional CCTV system. Whilst we understand that traditional CCTV systems have a lot of fantastic uses, you can see the real difference that is made on saving this crucial time when a Viewpoint system is paired with one of our Risco panels. Here we have both customers using the iRisco app, and you can then see them set their alarms. They then go about their daily business to suddenly see that an alarm activation comes in. Here we have a demonstration of that process so you can see what a difference the time makes. As you can see here, the customer receives the alarm notification straight from the Risco cloud to their phone. On the left-hand side, straight away, they can see the 10 still images and the 30-second clip that has downloaded straight from the cloud to their phones. Straight away, they can see that there is in fact an actual threat at the property. However, the customer on the right can only see the alarm has been activated, and they have no idea whether that is confirmed or not. As you can see here, the Viewpoint customer straight away has an emergency button to call the emergency services. There is also the live view option for them to log in directly and view the cameras in real time. At 1 minute here on our timer, our Viewpoint customer has called the police and they're dispatching a unit, whilst our other customer is frantically searching through their CCTV system. Is there a burglar? And if so, where is he and which room is he in? At 1 minute here on our timer, as you can see, we're waiting to see which room the burglar is in. And then here at 3 minutes, as the clock ticks on, police are on their way already to the Viewpoint customer's address. And that customer can watch and wait for them to arrive, taking pictures from the iRisco app and saving the images direct to their phone. Our other customer, meanwhile, has exited their CCTV app, but are only now calling the police at 4 minutes through, explaining the situation and getting them to attend. At 5 minutes, the traditional CCTV customer has had the police confirm they're going to set out and hope to be there within 10 to 15 minutes. Our Viewpoint customer is still watching with their app live direct on their Viewpoint cameras, whilst the traditional CCTV customer is still searching playbacks and wondering what route the burglar entered the property. Our Viewpoint customer can now go to the event playback and step by step view the 10 still images and the 30-second playback video of the exact point the detector was triggered and watch the exact route the burglar entered the premises. Here we can see how your customers would access that information. Moving on, our Viewpoint customer can go to the event playback and step by step view the 10 still images. Now we are at the 10-minute mark, the local police authority have an increased chance of catching the burglar in the act and recovering any stolen items, whilst as we can see, the traditional CCTV customer is sadly a good 5 to 10 minutes behind, and the police attending the site have a much lower chance of catching the burglar. Naturally, we then have a lot of other concerns to consider. What if, for example, there is damage to the camera? Here with Viewpoint, even if the camera has been spray painted, we have already caught the culprit and have the clips and images already saved. Naturally, we then have other concerns to consider too. So what if the network or bandwidth is slow? We then also have the peace of mind that even with slow bandwidth, our customers will still receive the images from the cloud. And lastly, if the burglar does the old trick of damaging or stealing the NVR, our customers can download their clips straight from the Risco cloud and store them as backup on their phone, as well as being stored on the SD card if the camera has one inserted. So now we have run through the principles of our visual verification and how important it is to save as much time as possible, we can now examine our range in more detail and see just how easy they are for you guys to install. We have tried to support you by making it a quick 1-minute process, and they really are plug and play. Step 1 is to power the camera and connect it via an Ethernet lead to the customer's router. Then in our install admin, we connect the camera to the local Risco panel. After that, we can configure the camera if it's a wireless camera to the customer's broadband. Then on the install admin, we simply set a trigger by selecting which detector we would like to act as a trigger. So that might be the customer's hallway detector. After that, on a wireless camera, you can just unplug the Ethernet cable and plug it in anywhere using a normal power plug. Alternatively, if the camera is PoE, you can then keep it connected to the router, but install it anywhere to suit. So it's nice and straightforward and very quick installation. We have guaranteed 100% connection success as well and have saved as much time as possible for you, meaning that no public IP is needed, no time-consuming router configuration, and no messing about with changing a router or internet service provider. Finally, pausing to consider our last point, we understand just how important it is for customers to have as secure a system as possible that cannot be hacked or viewed by outside sources. So with this in mind, we have created a double-layered security approach between our iRisco app and the cameras in your customers' properties. Firstly, you have the CCTV encryption, which is password protected. And then this is paired with a security token that is randomly generated and can only be verified when your customer logs into their device. What this then means to you is that the security we're offering is as secure as online banking, generated by the system, and this provides a real peace of mind to your customers and also a great differentiator when selling against competitors in your area. Another great feature of Viewpoint is that it offers your customers the chance to store their important clips in multiple locations. Firstly, on the cloud for 30 days, but also on an SD card that can be slotted into the camera as a backup. All of our cameras can also be second streamed to a local NVR to work alongside a traditional CCTV system. And then lastly, all of the still images and the 30-second clips can also be stored on your customers' personal devices to be saved and sent as they please. Now we've explored the fundamentals of our Viewpoint platform, let's consider for a moment the range itself, which covers both wireless cameras and also the more traditional PoE. Here we can see our initial range of wireless cameras, which were actually launched last year. Most of these cameras have a 1.3 megapixel resolution to make it quicker and easier for them to send the vital images and clips to your customers' phones. However, for those of you that have actually seen our local demonstrations of the devices, I'm sure you will agree that the quality of the images is really excellent and the perfect quality for someone's mobile phone. We have also launched our latest camera, which is fully wireless and one of my personal favourite Risco products. Coming armed with two-way audio, this camera is fully pan tilt, allowing your customers a chance to log in at any time to their app and just simply by swiping the screen, view the whole of their room. We feel that this has a fantastic use for those customers keeping an eye on the family dog whilst they're out, as well as parents checking their teenagers have come home from school on time. It also has two-way audio so that you can listen as well as speak to anyone in the room. It's also got a great use for elderly care, making sure granny hasn't taken a tumble or that the carer has arrived on time. At any point, you can take images or record clips, as well as mounting it on the ceiling or simply placing it on a desk. Once configured to your customer's Wi-Fi, your customer can also move it around to suit simply by unplugging it and plugging it back in. With the 3 presets, when used in alarm activation, the camera will automatically scroll, recording the 30-second clip as it goes. So all in all, a fantastic camera. Moving on for a moment to our PoE range, all of these cameras come with an SD slot for recording, as well as being a slightly higher resolution at 2 megapixels. We also offer additional features such as wide dynamic range, which we'll be running through in just a moment. For those customers wanting to keep an eye on their driveway to watch their car or to focus in on a garage door, for example, we also have our new varifocal PoE camera, complete with 2 megapixels and a 60-meter IR LED range. This also comes with Starlight too. For those customers wanting cameras that want to come with the wide dynamic range, these pictures show clearly how well they work in areas against a traditional camera, which would normally appear darker when facing the light. Wide dynamic range uses 2 shutter speeds to capture the brighter areas of the room, whilst another area might be darker, and they then merge this to give an overall lighter image. Finally, with Starlight, the cameras have special Starlight sensors, allowing you to see a lot more detail than the human eye would normally capture in the dark, which makes a fantastic difference, as you can see in the images. So to recap on our points so far, the Viewpoint camera platform allows you to provide your customers with absolute peace of mind through the visual verification, allowing them at any point to log into their devices. It's also handy to note that this will also work for your customers using an ARC, as well as providing HD quality images and videos, which are wonderfully clear. They are nice and quick to install, and as we mentioned, the iRisco app and our cloud service provide the very best in the marketplace in terms of security, allowing you a great area to also add increased value. To get you started, we've also whipped up 2 special offers. The first is any Viewpoint Dome, Cube or Bullet Wi-Fi camera, complete as a bundle with the IP module and PSU for £90, and these would normally be around £120. We also have, for those of you who have started using our compact panel, we have this available with the pan tilt camera for only 215, which would normally be around 300. So it's a great chance to get the cameras in and also offer those promotions to your customers and have a go at actually trying them out. You do need to be quite quick, however, as the offer does end on Friday. Lastly, we have a selfie competition at the moment. Simply take a selfie on your Viewpoint camera using the Irisco app, as Greg here has done, and save the image, sending it to us on either Facebook, Twitter or LinkedIn. And you can have the chance to win a new pan tilt camera. The prize draw is going to be broadcast on Friday, the 31st of August. So that's plenty of time to get your pictures into us. In the meantime, if you do have any questions on the range, or you'd like to arrange your local area manager to pop in and give you a demonstration, then feel free to get in touch, as we're always here to help. This leads me on to say a massive thank you for your time, which is very much appreciated as always, and to open up the floor to any questions.